Well, after understanding that each financial information carries debit and credit effect, now we will do a practice in which we will identify two accounting heads in each financial information or in each transaction. But remember that you have to keep that table in front of you that we discussed in our last module, in which there are main heads and there are few family members of that main heads, which are the accounting heads of those main heads. Do you recall that? Yes. So, the practice that we are going to do is that there would be a transaction, and in each transaction, you will be identifying two accounting heads. Let's start. The first transaction is bought a building for cash. In this transaction, you have to identify two accounting heads. So when we are saying bought a building, there is a building there and we paid cash for it. So let's see what are the options. Can bought be an option? No, because bought is not an accounting head, remember. Yes, building is an option, which is correct, and cash is the second accounting head in this. Look, there is no expense involved in this transaction. So, what we see that when we are saying we have bought a building for cash, there are two accounting heads in this transaction. One is building and the second one is cash. Well, next comes paid salaries to staff in cash. We have paid salaries to staff in cash. So remember that cash is one accounting head that is involved in this, and salaries is the second accounting head involved in this transaction. Mostly people get confused about this paid. Paid cannot be an accounting head to any main head. We have to relate accounting head to the main head. In the next practice, we will see how to relate with the main heads. But as of now, the staff is not an accounting head. From this transaction, what we see that cash is an accounting head and salaries is an other accounting head. Well, goods sold on credit to Dar Brothers. So in this transaction, what we see that when we are selling goods, sales would be an accounting head. And whom we are selling to Dar on credit. Remember, this is a credit transaction, and credit transaction creates debtor or creditor. So the second accounting head involved in this transaction is debtor. That's good. Well, next transaction is cash introduced by the owner as a capital. In this transaction, we see that we have introduced cash. The owner has introduced cash in the business. So cash is one accounting head. Since owner introduced this as capital, the second accounting head is capital. Okay? Let's move forward. Transaction 5. Commission received in cash. We are receiving commission. Our entity is receiving commission. So when we are receiving commission, So this commission is our income. Commission is our income. And second accounting head is we are receiving in cash, and this cash is an asset. So these are the two accounting heads involved in this transaction. Next comes this transaction number 6, purchase goods for cash. So again we are paying cash, it's a cash transaction, and since it's a cash transaction, cash is there, and because of purchases, so the purchases is the second accounting head involved in this transaction, cash and purchases. Well, next comes cash withdrawn by the owner for personal use. Here there is cash and drawings withdrawn by owner. So cash is one accounting head and drawings is the second accounting head. Very good. Next comes rent paid by check. So over here we are making payment of rent. Rent is an expense, it's an accounting head, and we are making payment by check. Whenever we pay by check, the accounting head is bank. Okay? So all greens are correct. Well, this is a sheet that you can keep with you for its answer, in which you see we have these main heads with us, and under these main heads in transaction number 1, building and cash were involved, and so on and so forth. You can have this for the sake of revision with you. So what are the important tips to remember over here? Number 1, always identify 2 accounting heads in an accounting phenomena. Accounting phenomena is transaction, event, and condition. Always identify 2 accounting heads. In a way, simply saying, each transaction carries 2 accounting heads. Both accounting heads may belong to one main head or 2 different main heads. Thank you.